Yeah. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for the 10 minutes delay. There was a technical issue at our end. So, yeah, without further wasting time, let's get started. As discussed yesterday, we will be doing the conics. I mean, all of them. That means parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, all of the questions I've taken from JEE Mains 2021 to 23. Some of them which we had done in the previous lectures, but the remaining ones will cover it today. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. The first question is of parabola. So let's see my voice and everything. Let me check it's clear. Yeah, it's clear. Chalo, let's read the question. A tangent is drawn to the parabola y square equals to 6x, which is perpendicular to the line. Which of the following points does not lie on it? So this is a very simple question, guys. Y square equals to 6x. That means if we compare with y square equal to 4ax, so I'll get a as 6 by 4, which is 3 by 2. So tangent is perpendicular to this line. The slope of this line is minus 2. So the slope of the tangent will be 1 by 2. Correct? So we can easily write the equation of tangent in slope form, which is y is equals to mx plus a by m. We can cancel out 2. So we got the equation as y is equals to x by 2 plus 3. Or if we take LCM, you will see 2y is equals to x plus 6. So just check which of the points satisfies this equation. So if we check minus 6 comma 0, yes, it satisfies. So our answer is option A. If we put minus 6 comma 0, it satisfies the equation. All of the other points does not satisfy. Correct? Sorry. We have to find which of the following points does not lie on it. So the point must not satisfy. So first satisfies second option. If we check 4 plus 6, 10. Second also satisfies. First also satisfies. Third option 5 comma 4. So 11, 4 to side. Third does not satisfy. Fourth satisfies. That means our option is 3. We have to find the point which does not satisfy. Right? Option 1, 2, and 4 satisfies. So our answer is option 3. Let's see the next one. The shortest distance between the line and the curve. Now, if you remember the same question we did yesterday, but it was for hyperbola. What did I tell you? The shortest distance. Let's just draw the diagram. The shortest distance always lies along the common normal. So the parabola is of U shape and line x minus y equals to 1 is like this. So the shortest distance के लिए, let's say we have a point P here, x1 comma y1. Now, for the shortest distance, the tangent drawn at point P should be parallel to the line L, which is given x minus y equals to 1. Right? So it's the same thing. We have to get the point P and we have to get the shortest distance. So how to get this shortest distance? For that, we'll use the perpendicular distance formula. So for that, we need point P. So for point P, what we can do, guys? Here it is. The slope of tangent and slope of line are same. So what is the slope of line? Slope of line is 1. To get slope of tangent, we have to get dy by dx at point P. So if I try to find dy by dx, differentiate this. So I think we'll get x at point P, which is basically x1, right? 2x will be equal to 2 dy by dx. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. And what is slope of tangent equals to? Slope of line. So we got x1 equals to 1. Now, this point P lies on the parabola. So it must satisfy. So we'll get x1 square equals to 2y1. So from that, we got y1 is equals to x1 square by 2. We got the point. So from this point P, which is 1 comma half, we have to use the perpendicular distance formula. I hope you know how to use the perpendicular distance formula. Substitute this point in the line. So we'll get 1 minus half minus 1 upon under root of coefficients के square को add करना है. So that will be 1 square plus 1 square. X and Y के coefficients. So what do I get, guys? I get 1 minus 1 cancelled. So 1 upon 2 root 2 is my answer, which is option B, second. Let's look at the next. Let's see. Now this is an interesting question. Be the locus of the mirror image of the point on the parabola with respect to the line y equals to x. Then the equation of tangent to C at the point. So our main aim is to find the curve C, because then we can easily get the equation of tangent at P by using t equals to 0. Now, it is very simple question if you think logically. Let me explain it to you. Here, it is saying that every point on the parabola y square equal to 4x. Right? That is the meaning of locus. If we take the mirror image of locus of this curve, that is basically any point of this curve. That means basically we take the mirror image of this curve itself in the line y equals to x. This is so very simple. Mirror image of a point x comma y in the line y is equals to x is just y comma x. Only the coordinates get swapped. So what will be the mirror image of the curve y square equals to 4x in the line y equals to x? Just swap the coordinates. So it will be x square equals to 4y. So this is our curve C. We want to find equation of tangent to this curve C at point P, 2, 1. So simple. We use t equals to 0. So t may be replaced x square by x1 is equals to y by y plus y1 by 2. This is x1, this is y1. So this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. We'll get our equation as x equals to y plus 1 or x minus y equals to 1. Simple, which is option A. So we just need to know the basics. This is very simple. You must have studied the first thing in coordinate geometry. That if I take a mirror image of a point in line y equals to x, does the coordinates get swapped? The same thing we apply to the curve. Let's see the next question. So as you can see, the questions are not very calculative, or you can say very like hard or difficult. They are all just average level, which if you solve the modules and everything, it will be so simple. And this is basically January attempt. So January attempt questions are relatively simpler than the April's attempt question. So I hope whoever is giving in the January attempt next year will score, because it has been seen from the past data that January attempt question papers or questions are more simpler, because many students are giving for the first time. Many of them have still not completed the portion and so on, right? So these are from January 2021 to 2023. So let's see if the curve, now this curve is an ellipse, intersects the line at 2 points P and Q. then the angle subtended by the line segment PQ at origin. Now, I don't know if you have covered this topic in your classes, because it's a very interesting thing. See, one of the way to solve the question is to get, or to, you can say, solve both the equations simultaneously. So if I try to solve this equation simultaneously, which one? The line and the curve. I'll get the coordinates of point P and Q. So I'll get the coordinates of point P and Q. Now I have to find here the angle subtended by PQ at origin. That means this angle, right? So we have the coordinates of P, we have the coordinates of Q. We can write the equation of this line OP. We can write the equation of this line OQ, and then use the angle between formula, which is tan theta equals to m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2, and get the angle. This is one of the way. So it looks lengthy, but you sure can try by substituting, solving this simultaneously. The problem will arise when the coordinates will not be a whole numbers. If the coordinates are not whole numbers, that means if we solve this simultaneously and we get a quadratic equation which is not factorizable, then we'll have to use the formula method to factorize it, and then we'll get worst coordinates. So that problem may arise in this method. The other way is, let me explain it to you, to homogenize the equation. Now, what is meant by homogenizing the equation? Homogenizing the equation is basically, let's say this is the curve ellipse. And this is the line x plus y equals to 1. If I try to draw the exact line, the equation of ellipse comes to x square upon 2 plus y square upon 1 is equals to 1. So this point is 0, 1. So the line will pass through it. Line will be like this. Correct. So the coordinates of point P, this is the point where the line intersects the curve P and Q. Right? And I think we'll get a simpler point because the point P we already know, which is the vertex of the ellipse 0, 1. Right? And this is point Q. Now, we have to find the angle subtended by PQ at origin. That means it will form this triangle OPQ, and we have to find this angle. So there is a way to directly get the equation or the joint equation of lines, this and this, the one which I have highlighted, which is called homogenizing the curve. By homogenizing the curve, we'll directly get the joint equation of this line and this line. Correct? And if we get the joint equation, then it is very simple to get angle between them by using the formula of tan theta, 2 under root of h square minus ab upon a plus b. Correct? So that is a way to get the joint equation. We already know that this equation is itself x equals to 0. It is y-axis. We just have to find this equation. Correct? So, how to homogenize? To homogenize means every term in the equation must have the same degree. As you can see, if I take this equation, x square plus 2y square minus 2 equals to 0. Here, this two terms have the degree 2. So we have to make this term's degree also 2. So the constant term, we write it as 2 into 1. And from here, we can see What is the value of 1? Value of 1 is x plus y. So we substituted here x square plus 2y square minus 2 into x plus y the whole square equal to 0. So simple. Now this equation that we'll get will be the joint equation of pair of lines marked in yellow. And we have to find the angle between them. I hope I'm making sense. So let's get the joint equation of this line. What to do, guys? Always remember what to do. Just take the constant term multiplied by 1 square, and from the equation of line get what is the value of 1. So here we'll get x square plus 2y square minus 2x square minus 4xy minus 2y square equals to 0. So 2y square will get cancelled. So I'll get minus x square plus 4xy equals to 0. If we take x common, x plus 4y equals to 0. We already knew that one of the equation would be x equals to 0 because that is the y-axis. The other equation would be x plus 4y equals to 0, which is the equation of this line. Right? What is this? How to get the angle between them? This angle will be equals to 90 plus this, right? So how to get this angle? So our answer, let me write it here. Answer would be 90 plus this small angle theta. Now this is the angle made by the line, this line, with the x-axis, correct? The angle made by this line with the x-axis. How to get it? Tan theta, guys. We'll extend this line. This is the slope. So what is the slope? Tan theta, which is equals to minus 1 by 4. So we got this value. Now we want this value. What will be this value? This value will be pi minus this. So that means theta is, let me write it here. Theta is tan inverse of minus 1 by 4. Sorry, theta means slope. Say this is alpha. So what is alpha? Pi minus tan inverse of minus 1 by 4. Right? So our final answer would be addition of pi by 2 with this. Correct? This is the addition of pi by 2 with this. Correct? Which is tan inverse of 1 by 4. I think we made a calculation error. Yeah, right. Tan inverse of minus 1 by 4. So it will be pi by 2 minus of minus. So it will be plus tan inverse of 1 by 4. Correct? So this is my answer, which is option number 4. We got it. Correct? Let's see the next question. This one. Let L be a common tangent to the curves. Now, as you can see, both of the curves, no, this one is ellipse and this is a circle. Correct? So both one of the curve is ellipse and one of the curve is circle. How to get the common tangent? Common tangents is very simple. Just get the equation of tangent from both. So if I try to write this equation, it will be x square upon 9 plus y square upon 4 is equals to 1. And this will be x square plus y square is equals to 31 by 4. So what is the equation of tangent to this curve? Y is equals to mx plus minus under root of a square m square plus b square. And what is the equation of tangent to this curve? Y equals to mx plus minus r radius under root of 1 plus m square. Right? So let us substitute the values. Y is equals to mx plus or minus under root of a square is 9. 9m square plus 4. And here y is equals to mx plus minus r. R is root 31 by 2 under root of 1 plus m square. Now, they are saying that this tangent and this tangent both are common tangent. That means they both represent the same line. So we have done this several times now. If two equations represent the same line, we compare their coefficients. So in this case, if I compare y, I'll get 1 by 1. If I compare x, I'll get m by m, which is 1. And if I compare the constant term, I'll get under root of 9m square plus 4 upon under root of 31 plus 31m square by 2. So it will be like, so if we equate this, basically this is, we have to cross multiply and equate. And square also. So if I square on both the sides, I'll get 4 into 9m square plus 4 is equal to 31m square plus 31. 9 4s are 36m square plus 16 equals to 31m square plus 31. What I'll get? 5m square equals to 16 minus 31, 15. So m square equals to 3. We have to find the square of the slope. Square of the slope means m square, which is equal to 3. So this is our answer. Got it? Let's move to the next question. This. If the point of intersections of the ellipse and the circle lies on the curve, then B is equal to. Now, let me explain the question to you. What does it mean? The point of intersection of two curves. So let's say this is C1, this is C2, this is C3. Point of intersection of C1 and C2 lies on C3. This, in another way, I can say that there is a common point of intersection of C1, C2 and C3. Please hear me very carefully. Point of intersection of C1 and C2 lies on C3. What does that mean? That means C1, C2 and C3 intersect at that particular point. Right? And if C1, C2, C3 intersect at that particular point, then I can find that particular point by solving any of the two curves together. I can find that particular point by solving any of the two curves together. So, which curve looks simpler to solve? Obviously, C2 and C3. Because we'll directly get the value. Right? Most of the students get confused here that I have to solve C1 and C2. Because it is given that the point of intersection of C1 and C2. But if you understand the question carefully, it says that there is one point of intersection between C1, C2 and C3. So that means we can get that point of intersection by solving any of the two curves simultaneously. Let us solve C3 and C2. So I'll substitute y equal to 3x square here. So I'll get x square plus 3x square is equals to 4b. So 4x square is equals to 4b. So I got x square is equals to b. Now, let us substitute x square equals to b in C1. Yeah. Right. Sorry for the drawings. So if we substitute x square equal to b, I'll get b upon 16 plus. What is y square, guys? Y square is 3x square upon b square is equals to 1. Right? And what is 3x square? That means b upon 16 plus 3b upon b is equals to 1. One of the b will get cancelled. So I'll get b upon 16 plus 3 upon b is equals to 1. If we take LCM, I'll get b square plus 48 is equals to 16b. So b square minus 16b plus 48 is equals to 0. 12 fours are 48 minus 12 minus 4. So b minus 4 equals to 0. We got two values of b equals to 12, b equals to 4. They have given b should be greater than 4. That means this we cannot take. Our answer is b equals to 12, which is option number 1. Got it? So let's move on to the next question. This is again the question on the same concept, guys. Write the equation of the same line in two different ways and compare those equations. Again, I'm repeating, these questions are very, very important, guys. They come like anything in exam, or in coordinate geometry especially. You can take circle, conics, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, and so what we do, we write the equation of the same line in two different ways and compare the coefficients. Let's see. The locus of midpoint of chord of circle. So midpoint of chords. So let the midpoint be P, H, comma, K. So we know the equation of the chord with given middle point. So we can write this equation of this chord with midpoint H, comma, K. How to write it? The equation is T equals to S1 for this curve. So T will be X H plus YK. S1 will be H square plus K square. The 25 will get cancelled on both the sides. Let's say this equation number 1. Now, it is said that this same line is tangent to the hyperbola. So let us write the equation of tangent to the hyperbola and then we'll compare the coefficients. Or you can, second thing you can do is use condition of tangents. Anything you can do, guys. This line is a tangent to this hyperbola. So that means it must satisfy the condition of tangents for hyperbola. So you can use anything, correct? But it is better if we use same thing. So we'll write the equation of tangent to the hyperbola. What is the equation of tangent? Y equals to mx plus minus under root of a square m square minus b square. So I'll directly substitute the values here. What is a square is 9, b square is 16. So a square is 9, b square is 16. So to compare it, we have to get it in this form. So we can write mx minus y is equals to plus minus under root of 9m square minus 16. Anyways, there is no need or to write plus minus because eventually we are going to square both sides. This equation represent the same line. We can compare their coefficients. Let's compare x coefficient. We get h upon m, y k upon minus 1. Okay. Are you comparing right? Yeah. Is equals to h square plus k square. You can write plus minus if you want, but ultimately we'll have to square it. Right? Because there is no under root in any of the options. So when we square it, the plus minus will go automatically. So if we equate these two, we'll get m is equals to minus h by k. Am I correct? M is equals to minus h by k. And if we equate these two, we'll get minus k is equals to h square plus k square upon under root of 9m square minus 16. So let us cross multiply and square on both the sides. So we'll get k square into 9m square. What is m? h by k. So h square by k square minus 16 is equals to h square plus k square the whole square. If we take LCM, k square and k square will get cancelled. So we'll get h square plus k square, the whole square is equals to 9h square minus 16k square. And ultimately, if we bring everything to the left hand side, and lastly we have to replace x and y. Correct? Yes. So we'll get x square plus y square, the whole square, minus 9x square plus 16y square is equal to 0 as our answer. Right? So that matches with option number 4. Option number 4 is the answer. Got it? So let's see the next question. Yes, this is a very big question. So we'll have to break it into parts. What does the question says? Let us read the question. A hyperbola passes through the foci of the ellipse. Okay. And its transverse and conjugate axis coincides with the major and minor axis of the ellipse. What it is trying to say is, let's first try to draw the ellipse. So this is the ellipse, suppose, right? This is the foci of the ellipse. And the hyperbola passes through its foci. And the axes are same. Major axis is the transverse axis and minor axis is the conjugate axis. So hyperbola will be like this. Correct? And we have to find the equation of the hyperbola. Okay, so it looks simple. The equation will be x square upon a square minus y square upon b square equals to 1. So we just need to get a and b. Okay. So first we need to find this focus. Focus is AE comma Z, E of ellipse. So what is the eccentricity of ellipse? B square equals to A square into 1 minus E square. This is A square, this is B square. So B square is 16 upon 25 is equals to 1 minus E square. So I'll get E square is equals to 1 minus 25 by 16, which is 9 by 25. So E is 3 by 5. So what will be the focus coordinates? Focus coordinates will be AE, 5 into 3 by 5. 3 comma 0. Got it. And it is given product of their eccentricities is 1. That means if ellipse की eccentricity is 3 by 5, hyperbola की eccentricity will be 5 by 3 because their product is 1. So what will be the equation of hyperbola? X square upon a square minus y square upon b square is equals to 1. This point lies on hyperbola because it passes through it. It must satisfy. So we'll get 3 square, which is 9. I'll write directly, upon a square minus 0 equals to 1. Simply, guys, we got a square as 9. So simple calculation. Now, to get b square, we have to use formula b square equal to a square into e square minus 1. So b square is equal to 9. What is e square? 25 by 9. Hyperbola ka, this one. Minus 1. So it will be 25 minus 9, which is 16. So b square is 16. So what is the equation? X square upon a square minus y square upon b square is equals to 1. This is our answer. So x square upon 9, option number 2. I hope it is clear. So let's look at the next question. We still have time. So yeah, this might be the last question. Then we'll end the session. Oh, it looks interesting. The question is, consider the hyperbola. Okay, let us write the hyperbola in standard form. It will be x square upon 4 minus y square upon 2 is equals to 1. Yeah. Let the tangent at point P meet the x-axis at Q. Simple. What will be the equation of tangent at point P? T equals to 0. So for t equals to 0, we'll use this equation. X into x1 minus 2y into y1 is equals to 4. So it will be 4x minus 2 root 6y is equals to 4. This is the equation of tangent. It means x-axis at q. So that means if I put y equals to 0 here, I'll get x equals to 1. So the coordinates of point q are 1, 0. And the lattice rectum at R. Okay, so now we have to find the coordinates of point R. See guys, how am I not reading the question at all? Like everything at once I'm not reading, guys. I am reading part by part, and from whatever information I can get from that part, I am calculating the thing. I hope you are understanding. In coordinate geometry, I always advise, and you must have heard it from me many times, never read the question at whole if the question is very big. Read it in parts, get what information you can get the results from that information, and then proceed. Similarly, I have been doing here. We got the equation of hyperbola. They have drawn a tangent. We got the equation of tangent. We got the tangent means x-axis at q. So we got the coordinates of q. So now I'm not reading further. Now it is saying the tangent meets lattice rectum at R. So means I have to get the coordinates of R. That means I have to solve the equation of tangent and the equation of lattice rectum simultaneously. So the lattice rectum passes through focus and is perpendicular to the x-axis in this case, right? So let's get the coordinate of lattice rectum. What will be the coordinates of lattice rectum? Sorry, not lattice rectum, focus. AE comma 0. So we have to get E. So let us get E here. B square equals to A square into E square minus 1. What is B square? It is 2 is equals to 4 into E square minus 1. So 1 by 2 is equals to E square minus 1. So E square is equals to 1 by 2 plus 1. 3 by 2. So E is root 3 by root. I hope I am not calculation error. So what will be AE? A is, let me check if I made 2, 2 by 4. Yes. What is A, guys? A is 2. So 2 into E will be root 6, comma 0. So the equation of lattice rectum will be x equals to root 6. So substitute it here. So we'll get 4 root 6 minus 2 root 6 y is equals to 4. We can cancel out 2, right? So we'll get 2 root 6 minus 2 is equals to root 6 y. So implies y is 2 root 6 minus 2 by root 6. So what are the coordinates of point R? It is root 6, comma 2 root 6 minus 2 upon root 6. Now read the question further. F is the focus of hyperbola. Yes, we already got the focus. F. Area of triangle QFR. Now it's the time to find the final answer. QFR. Now, to understand it better, I'll draw the diagram. This is the hyperbola. Tangent is at point P. Is drawn here. Let this be the tangent at point P. It intersects the x-axis at Q. Here it is the lattice rectum and intersects the lattice rectum at R. So this will be the point R. And F is the focus. So basically, we have to find the area of this triangle, QFR. So simple, guys. Right? This length is half the length of, sorry, QFR, right? Okay, we got the coordinates of everything, right? So let us write the coordinates. F coordinates are root 6, comma 0. R coordinates are root 6, comma 2 root 6 minus 2 by root 6. 2 root 6 minus 2 by root 6. And Q coordinates are 1, comma 0. What is the area of triangle? Area of triangle will be half into base into height. That means half into. What is the distance QF, guys? Simple, root 6 minus 1, right? Along the x-axis, or you can use distance formula as well. What is the distance of FR, guys? You can use again the distance formula, or you can see it's directly along the y-axis. It will be 2 root 6 minus 2 by root 6. So we can cancel out this 2. This will be root 6 minus 1, root 6 minus 1. So root 6 minus 1 the whole square by root 6. So a square minus 2ab plus b square upon root 6. That means 7 minus 2 root 6 upon root 6. So our answer will be 7 by root 6 minus, which matches with option number 3. I hope it is clear. Now time is up. That's all for today, guys. I hope you got to know we are completed. We are done with the MCQs of conic section. Right? We did parabola, we did ellipse, we did hyperbola, and we did all four together. So thank you all guys for joining. And